Hey guys, a very good evening. So today is Independence Day, and on this Independence Day, I just thought why not share something on the lines of freedom. And freedom means, I think, different for different people. For somebody, freedom can be just going out for traveling. For somebody, freedom can be living their dream life. For somebody, freedom can be maybe doing something that they love every single day. So I feel the definition of freedom is different for different people, right? And in today's session of Facebook Live, I really want to talk about what exactly is freedom according to me, how I experienced personal freedom, what actually it means to have personal freedom in your life. And there are three things that I really want to cover today. One is how you can turn your pain into power. Yes, you have all the power inside you that you can turn any pain into power. Okay. Second thing I want to talk to you about, and this is something that I have got so many questions on this one topic, and that is called how not to get affected by people. If somebody has said you anything, how you should not get affected by it. It's so important. I don't know how many questions I've received on this. On this one question. And third thing I want to talk about is how you can overcome your fears, because if you have fears, then you are not able to take the action that you should be taking. And fear was something that was holding me back also. So all this come from my own experience and the learnings that I have had in the past from some of amazing mentors in my life. And that's what I'm going to share about. So let's go and let's get started. Okay, so if you are seeing me live, and if you're here, just type hi in the chat box so that I can type hi to you. Yeah, welcome all those who have just joined me. Heartiest welcome to this special episode on Independence Day, and that is called how to attain personal freedom, right? Hey Tamanna, welcome. I'm so happy to see you. I've just started off. Yeah, cool, amazing. All right, so first let me tell you what is the freedom. And freedom I want to share with you from my real story. Okay, so okay, hi Chetan. Freedom. And why this word is really close to my heart, because I can sync with it so much. So I have been like in 11th and 12th, I remember I took science, and when I took that science, I was preparing for IIT JEE. And after preparing for IIT JEE, I hated the subject that is called physics, chemistry and maths. I couldn't crack IIT JEE. I couldn't do it. And there was such a big scene at home that she took IIT, and then she was not able to do it. And then I decided that I don't have any other option, let me get into commerce. And after getting into commerce, the only thing in my mind was, okay, someday I'm going to do MBA, and that's it. And when I was doing my MBA, the only I can think of is, yeah, I'm going to have a well-paying HR job. That's it. That was what my thinking was. Until and unless, life had some other plans for me. So after working as an HR professional for close to 3.5 years, I remember in 2014, there were a couple of things that happened in my life. One was I decided to quit my job of HR, and I was completely clueless what next I have to do in my life. That's one thing. Second thing was, during the same time, I was going through a relationship breakdown. And because of that relationship breakdown, there was an emotional breakdown that I went through, and I was not able to work. There was so much of stress, anxiety I was going through. I couldn't concentrate, and I was really questioning my own existence. It was so difficult period of my life that even my father stopped speaking to me, and thankfully my mom and other family members were there with me, but he stopped talking to me. And I was going to doctors every other day for some or the other reason, because everything, if there's a lot of thing in your mental issues which you're going through, it's going to affect physically. And I was completely lost in my life. Like, I was jobless. I didn't know what I have to do with my life. There's no relationship. My father is not talking to me. I'm completely clueless and blank in my life. and I'm so lost. And I would say this is a state which I call as being chained. It's not freedom. It's not at all freedom. It's like, you are completely, based on your circumstances, you are reacting. And that's when, after a couple of months, I just explored what is it that I have to do with my life, because the only thing I wanted that time in my life was I want to do some work that, every day I'm getting up in the morning and I'm like, yes, this is the work, I want to do. And that's when I decided to get into, I got one of the colleges which was taking sessions, and I went there, and it was a free session for students, and I just got an inner voice that, yeah, this is it. Okay, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. So for me, that was the first freedom, and that is doing something that you love to do. Even if you have all the money in your bank account, what is it that you will be doing? What is one thing you will be doing even if you will never be paid for it? What is that one thing? And you have that inside you. So if you can know that, if you can figure that out, and if you can build your life around it, that's a true freedom, right? That I'd say true freedom. So that was the first flavor of freedom that I experienced. After that, as I started, training, I was enjoying this journey. I was, doing well, and I started getting some corporate assignments, and I started traveling, and I love traveling. Okay. And after traveling, I realized how much I love traveling. So it was altogether a different perspective of things you get. Your mind opens up. As I was attending a lot of workshops, I was giving workshops plus I was attending. My mind opened up. It was like my mind was awakened. Oh my God, this is also happening in the world. This is also happening in the world. This is what other people are doing. So that was the second freedom I would say I have experienced, when you travel and when you open up your mind like a parachute and you're able to see the world from a very different perspective. Not what you have seen at your home, not what your relatives have told you, not what your friends have told you, but life is so much bigger. Your work is so much bigger. And I was able to get this because I decided to go on a re-education journey, wherein I went through 12 courses in 1.5 years, back to back, and met some amazing mentors who made me who I am today, right? Yeah, welcome Gaurav, welcome Ritesh. So that was, I would say, the second freedom was to awaken my mind, to see the possibilities of life at large, not just confined to a box, going to office at one place, coming back, being with family. No, there's so much more to life, right? So that I would say was second thing I experienced. The third thing was when I was learning all these things, from my gurus, there were two main important things that I learned. One is that how you are going to have that wealth mindset. Okay, there's a beautiful term that goes in the market which is called financial freedom. Okay, it means you already have money that you want to earn, but in spite of the fact you have all the money, you are having that passive income, what you will do. Okay, so that's financial freedom. Like if I say you are financially free, don't worry about money, what is it that you're going to do? Okay, so if you can get that spot, then it will be a different kind of freedom that you will experience, because you will be working because you love to do, not because of money. And if you can set your frequency, like what I learned about wealth, that it's easy to make wealth. It's it's important to have that abundance mindset. If you have that abundance mindset, you start attracting more wealth in your life and you reach to a level of financial freedom, right? So that was the next thing I got. The fourth thing that I would say was again something that opened up my mind. So I was just following my passion, was going to some corporates, making some money, doing fairly okay in my life. But when I met these mentors, I got something, and that is called, I got mission of my life and I got purpose of my life. So each one of you, okay, you're watching me live or you're watching recording of this, each one of you have some mission and some purpose of your life. Okay, there's a reason that you're born. There's a reason. And it's not necessary that your mission or purpose has to be impacting millions of people. It can even be impacting 10 people, 20 people, anything. But there is some mission or some purpose that your soul is craving you for. Okay, so if you can find out that, and if you can align your life with that, you will experience the true freedom, right? And the last thing that I want to tell you is something that completely changed my life. So during this journey, my mind became so big. I started thinking so big that I almost forgot about any challenge that I was going through in my life. I forgot about the relationship breakdown I had. I almost forgot about the emotional pains that I've gone through. I lost my self-esteem. I lost my confidence. I was able to regain back because I was now seeing world from a different lens now. I had a new lens. So if you, because, and you know what, if there is any problem, if there is any suffering that you're going through, it's all in the mind. If you can rise above your suffering, and if you start looking the world, what is there that you can give back to the world, that's when you experience a true power. Before going through all this program, I was like, why did this happen to me? Why I had to go through so much of pain? I mean, I don't deserve this. I mean, I didn't expect this out of my life. But the moment my mind was opened up, I was like, no, there's so much more to give. And the more you are going to give it to the world, let me tell you, the better you're going to heal yourself. I don't know if you can understand this, but healing is, let me see. Hi Tamanna, hi Someshwar. Let me welcome you all. Hi Pooja, hey Ritesh, hey Gaurav, hey Savi, hey Chetan. Thank you so much guys for joining. I'm just in the flow. Okay, so if you can give back to the world something, and if you can start thinking bigger, okay, then you experience the true freedom. Okay guys, so now this is what freedom for me is. Freedom for me is doing something that you love doing every single day. Freedom is when you know what are your true strength, what is your true power, okay, and you step into your own power. Freedom is once you start giving back to the world. Freedom is when you can turn your any pain into power, okay. Freedom is when you obviously have good financial wealth in your life. Freedom is when you are just contributing to the world to your best, okay. And freedom is when you do not give a damn to what people are going to think about you. What if this went wrong? Freedom from fears. Freedom from fears is also very important. I was very fearful in my life, let me tell you. I had lost confidence. I have been very fearful. I couldn't speak much, and I was deadly scared to even follow my dreams. So it takes courage, it takes time to tap into your inner power, and then experience that true freedom. And today that is what I'm going to talk to you about, right? Okay, so this was a little bit story about me. Now let me share with you 3 things today. One is how you can turn your pain into power, how to not get affected by people, okay, what people are going to say, how never to get affected by that, and how to overcome your fears, okay. So if you're watching this live and if you're excited to know about some important tips on personal freedom, just type in the comment box excited. Yeah, thank you guys, thank you for joining me. Okay, so this is something very important, and that is called turning your pain into power, okay. See, let me tell you, there is no human on the planet Earth who has not gone through some kind of pain, who has not gone through some kind of suffering, okay. So we all go through some other kind of pain, we all go through sufferings, okay. I went through a relationship breakdown, I went through emotional breakdown, I went through a time when things were not working out in my business. So everybody, every human on the earth has gone through some or the other pain. What distinguishes you from the other is how you are able to handle this pain, how you're going to handle this pain, and is there any way that you can convert your pain into power. Now let me tell you something. If you believe, at least I believe, and this is completely coming from my experience, universe knows the best for you, okay. The problem happens in your life, the suffering happens in your life when you let that suffering overpower your head. So if you are not accepting what universe has planned for you, you will suffer. The best way to manage your any pain is accept the situation as it is. In simple language, जो है जैसा है best है. If you are expecting ये अभी ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए था, मुझे अभी वहाँ होना चाहिए था, काश ऐसा हो जाता, ऐसा नहीं होना था, you are struggling. If you have got a pain also in your life, universe is trying to give you a lesson, and if you can learn that lesson, that is priceless. Okay, so the first way to turn your pain into power is complete acceptance. Accept the situation, accept yourself, accept whatever it is, right? Once you get into the acceptance mode, you will experience the higher power governing you on how you can handle your pain in a much better way. Okay, that's one. Number two, that is very important, and that is very, very important, and that is something that I also did in my life, and that is called surrendering yourself to something bigger than you. क्या होता है, हम है ना अपने आप में घुसे हुए रहते हैं, हमारे साथ ये हुआ, मेरे साथ ये हुआ, इसने ये बोल दिया, उसने वो कर दिया, मेरा बिजनेस ये हो गया, वो हो गया. Oh my God, that's too much of me involved. Okay, so if you are too much of involved in yourself, how will you be able to convert your pain into power? Rise above yourself. There are so many people in the world who are going through more pain than what you are going through. There are so many people in the world that you can help. Okay, so surrender yourself to a greater purpose, surrender yourself to the greater power, anything that you like. It could be associating yourself with NGO, doing something you love, anything but serving people. If you're going to start serving people, two things will happen. Number one, you will start realizing that life is bigger than your problems, right? Which is the fact, okay? And number two, the moment you have a purpose in your life, the moment you are serving others, you start to heal. It's like a healing process. Okay, when I was training initially, when I started my training, I was going through that intense pain, but I was able to heal automatically because I was training people, and training was something that comes from heart, you know, something that I'm passionate about, something that I really love doing it. So if you can find out something that, and if you can just start doing that every week also, it's going to turn your pain into power. The third thing I want to share with you, how to turn your pain into power, is, see, your every pain, your every failure is your future story. Okay, I was going through one of the programs, and there was a trainer. He said, your every failure is your story. If I would have not failed, you know, I would have not been able to share my story today with you. Okay, so if you have failed, if there is challenge in your life, if there are pains that you're going through, those are your stories of future, because in future you will be able to connect the dots, and you will be able to understand, okay, this was the reason it was not working out, it's okay, and now I did all this, and then finally it's working out. Okay, that's what the transformation is, right? Before, then you go through the process, and then you after, before and after, right? So anything that you're going through, any pain you're going through today is your story. Okay, because see, in your success times, you get a moment to celebrate. But when you fail, it teaches you to be humble. It teaches you to be grounded. And your failure teaches you the lessons that success can never teach you. Okay. And life has its own balance. Okay. If you will see in nature also, if there is a darkness at night, there is brightness in morning. Okay, that's how nature has balance. So that's how life is for us. If there are some happy days, there are some not so happy days. Okay, but the moment you're going to accept this is how your life is, and if you are ready to just learn the lessons that life is giving you, you are going to feel a lot of freedom. Okay, so if this is something that is bulb on for you and you learn something out of it, just type bulb on in the comment box. Thank you, Tamanna. Thank you, Savi. So happy to hear you. Amazing, guys. Share your one learning that you had with me so far in the comment box. And even if you're watching a recording of it, just type in the comment box, what is the one learning that you had so far? Yeah, Rima, Balbon. Amazing. Cool. So let me share with you the second thing, and this question has come to me so many times in my coaching sessions, and anywhere. I've gone through one-on-one sessions, everywhere this question comes to me, because the way people speak, it also gives me a lot of message about themselves. So how not to get affected by people and what people say to you. At times, these people can be your own close ones or your family members, and you get affected by them, and you know you are like you lose your control. Why did this person say this to me? Why did that person said this to me? So if you are somebody who gets affected by people, and if you want to know how to experience freedom, how to not get affected by people and their opinion, just type yes, I want to know in the comment box. Yeah, Pooja, Rima, thank you, Someshwar. So see, what happens is, let me give you a logic behind it. See, there are two things in your life. One is in your control. Second things are not in your control. Okay. Right now I'm talking to you on Facebook Live, and I'm taking a session, and I have prepared something and I'm giving you. But all of a sudden, if electricity is gone and there's darkness over here and my Wi-Fi is off and I can't do this live session with you, I can't do anything about it until and unless I have an alternative. I'll just try to fix it, right? So that's not in my control. Okay. So whatever people are saying to you, whatever it is, it can be negative, it can be positive, or whatever people say you want or you don't want, you accept it or you don't accept it, ideally it is not in your control. Okay, but how you are going to respond to that, हम उसको respond कैसे करेंगे कि लोग हमें कुछ गलत कह रहे हैं तो उसको हम respond कैसे करेंगे, that is something that is in your control. Okay, so whatever life gives you, लाइफ हमको क्या देता है वो मेरे कंट्रोल में नहीं है, लेकिन हाउ आई रिएक्ट, हाउ आई रिस्पॉन्ड टू दैट सिचुएशन इज इन माई कंट्रोल. ओके, हे पूजा, थैंक यू सो मच. ओके, so there's a beautiful I would say formula that is called event plus response is equals to outcome. Okay, event is what happens, R is your response, and based on the response is equals to outcome. Event is never equals to outcome. Okay, so let's say if somebody said you something that's not very good, or it's really hurting you, okay, something somebody has told you. Now understand human psychology. Let me give you a logical reason behind it. Okay, so there's a beautiful book which is called The 4 Agreement, and in that 4 Agreement the author has said that whenever people give you any negative comment, okay, anybody, कुछ भी अगर वो आपको नेगेटिव बोलते हैं कि आप ये नहीं कर पाओगे, आप वो नहीं कर पाओगे, या एनीथिंग दैट दे शुड नॉट से, something that's hurting you, it means it is not about you, it is about them. Okay, it means it is not about you, it is about them. It means you should never take it personally. ठीक है, प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है, मुझे ऐसा क्यों बोला, उसकी हिम्मत कैसे हुई मुझे ऐसा बोलने की, उसने मुझे कहा मैं ये नहीं कर पाऊंगा. अरे भाई, understand the human psychology behind it. If somebody is saying you something, that if somebody is saying you can't do anything, it means they are saying to themselves, I can't do it. If somebody is saying you are an idiot, it means they are saying to themselves they are idiots. Yes, it is a psychological fact. So इस वजह से क्या होता है, we often try to take things very personally, and more personally you want to take things in your life, you will lose your sleep over people. Let me tell you very honestly, and let me be very blunt. So if you don't want to lose your sleep over people, and if you want to focus on doing something that you can build, if you want to focus on something that you want to give back to the world, just focus on your work, focus on your craft. And in spite of you doing the best, there will be times when people are speaking garbage, people are putting negative comments, and people are saying that they should not say. Number one, it is not in your control, always remember that. And number two, do not take it personally. It is nothing about you, it is about them. Always remember that. Okay, so if this is something that has again opened your mind, just type bulb on in the comment box. Thank you so much. Yeah, amazing guys, cool. So don't take it personally. And next time if somebody said you anything, just take a pause, say to yourself, don't take it personally, it's not about me, no matter who the person is. Okay, and then take a deep breath in, out, drink water, and just get back to your your normal state. That's very important, and it will give you lot of peace. And if you're somebody who would like to learn more about it, in my inner circle there's an advanced program which I call Wow Personal Power. There I teach you all these things. That is how you know what are your gifts, how not to get affected by people, how to overcome your fears, how to unleash your true power, how to have a winner's attitude, all these things, right? So if you're really interested, just send me a message on Facebook Messenger, and let me see how best I can help you. Okay, the next thing I want to share with you is how to overcome your fears. Okay, now for a very large time, I was not even aware that fear is something that is stopping me. Fear, and people have different fears. Okay, fear of success, fear of failures, fear of what if things will go wrong, fear of losing money, fear of making money, fear of people, fear of not able to go along with people, fear of relationships. There are so many fears that people go through. And let me tell you, because of these fears, क्या होता है, you are not able to take action in the direction of your dreams. Okay, you take one step, you take two steps, and then you take three steps backwards. Okay, you take one step, you start moving, and then all of a sudden you go back. You start moving, and if you're all of a sudden you're able to go back. Okay, so if you are somebody who can relate to me, just type relate in the comment box. Hey Gaurav, yeah, Pooja. Amazing, super happy to see you all, guys. So what happens is, now let me tell you, there are two types of fear. Okay, one is a real fear and one is an illusionary fear. Okay, now real fear means क्या, जो reality में है, something that is factual and I cannot deny that. Okay, and illusionary fear means something that is there in my mind and it is not reality. Okay, let me give you an example. For example, right now I'm sitting and I'm doing a Facebook live with you guys, and I'm sharing some of the amazing insights on personal freedom. So all of a sudden, let's assume a tiger comes in my room and I'm like, oh my god, I'm horrified, there's a tiger in my room. Okay, now this is a real fear, it's not an imaginary fear. Okay, now let's say I want to go for a sales meeting, okay, and I'm constantly worried. What if I'm not able to close this deal? What if I'm going to fail? What if I'm not able to work on the cash flows this month? Now this is an illusionary fear because it is in your mind. It is not factual. It is in your mind, and 90% of our fears are illusionary. It is in the mind. So next time, if there's any fearful thought that comes in your mind, any fearful thought, just ask yourself, is it a real fear or is it an illusionary fear? Okay, real fear means it is based on the fact. And most of the time, if you have, lot of times people also do one thing, they are just focusing on their past experience. Okay, past mein nahi hua to aaj bhi nahi hoga. Are bhai, your past is not equals to your future. Okay, past gaya, jo gaya. Just focus on present. What are the facts? There was one, I was speaking to one of the entrepreneur last year. I was doing one-on-one coaching with me, and he was very fearful. Sales target nahi ho raha, ye nahi ho raha, ye nahi ho raha. I said no problem. What are the facts? Let's talk on facts. And हमने उसका facts निकाला कि how many calls he's making versus how many conversions are happening versus how many people are doing that. And in that statistics ये निकल के आया कि sales is not the problem. Okay, the problem is if he's going and meeting to clients. Okay, like say in a month he's meeting 30 clients. Out of 30 में से क्या हो रहा है, 7 clients are buying his products. Okay, but rest of them are not buying, so that is a conversion ratio. Also, people say him yes, mainly who are at the first meeting. If he's going for second or third meeting, he's not able to convert them. So we made a very strong strategy कि भाई do one thing, just focus on the clients who are going to say you yes immediately, and the जिनके पास follow up के लिए चाहिए, keep a team. Okay, and just making this a small change, he was like, yeah, it's easy. I don't know why the hell I was worried. So a lot of times any worry, any fear we have, it is based on our mind imagination, and that is something illusionary. It may not be reality. Today only I was doing WhatsApp, I was asking people, send me questions, let me see what best I can answer them. There's a WhatsApp group I'm running wherein I talk about communication. So in that group people are writing, oh, I don't think I can impress to my clients. Now this is an illusionary. What is the fact? Has client told you that you can't impress me? What is the fact of it? What is the evidence of it? So most of the time, the mind may, the chemical locha that's going on is illusionary. It is not reality. So what is the first step to change anything is becoming aware. Am I just imagining it or it's a reality? That's the first question you should ask yourself whenever any thought comes. Is it a fact or it's a reality? Okay, like I was doing last year webinars, I was not able to convert much, so I was really worried. I was worried. Then, you know, I started seeing my statistics. Oh my god, from last 6 months I have been doing webinars and I have been successful. It's okay if I'm not successful in one webinar. I think it's part of the game. It's totally okay, no problem. Okay, so when you start seeing the facts, because fact is something that you cannot deny, nobody can deny the fact. Okay, that's when you actually experience the true freedom. Okay, so turn your fear into excitement. Just focus on the facts, focus on now. Okay, and don't have any illusionary thoughts. Just ask yourself, is it illusionary or it's reality based? Okay, great. So with this, I have just shared with you about personal freedom, and I just have next 2 to 3 minutes, and in this 2 to 3 minutes I would be really happy if you can share what has been your one key takeaway, and if you have any specific question I can just answer it. Okay, so last 2 minutes guys, and shoot me your questions, or shoot me anything that's any of your main learning that you have from today's session. Okay, and I'll be super happy to hear you and see your comments. Yes, right. Yeah, Four Agreement is a beautiful book. If you want, you can read it. Also, if you're in my inner circle, I always share about the books I'm reading and the summaries of books. So you can be part of my inner circle also. Yes, factual or real. Amazing, Tamanna. I'm happy to hear this takeaway that you're taking. All right. Event response outcome. Amazing. This is one of my favorite learnings too. Yes. Amazing. Thank you, Pooja. Convert your pain. Yes, actually, convert your pain into power. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I've done in my life. And one of the reason I am where I am today is because I have been able to convert my pain into power. If I would have not been able to do that, I would have not been sitting here and giving you this session. I would have been sitting in one corner of my room and I would have been crying because of my life. Okay, so you have to convert your pain into power, because we all go through pains. We are humans, we go through pains, but we should go through suffering or not, it's in our hand. Yeah, right. Amazing, Rima. Thank you so much. Great, guys. So again, wish you all a happy Independence Day. I'm sure today's session has been useful for you, and thank you so much for joining me, and bye-bye.